football. And that's the one biggest thing that you learn. Personnel groupings a little bit bigger, some two back, some two tight end, two back, a little bit of wildcat, running quarterback. So yeah, that's what we anticipate is to sit there and slam the football with us. So we got to respond that way.
What stands out about Barry Hill, the receiver on tape?
Oh, he's just dynamic. He got some. I don't know exactly how many there are, but the last time I checked, he was his target is Drake. You know what I'm saying? So they're trying to get him the football in many ways. We saw him run an option play. They're trying to get him the football on third down. He could do a lot.
With Ishmael, what did you think of him in that limited play?
Okay. You could tell that fatigue hit him a little bit quick. But he the cool part about him is we kind of knew it, and he said, I'm going to give you everything I got. So he went out there. It's good to have a bigger body in there. He slammed it around a little bit, but he got tired. And I said it to you guys probably a couple of weeks ago that was my biggest concern. But as long as he goes out there and lays it on the line, I think collectively he'll get better at practice, and then you'll see him handle games a little bit better.
We know Nick has been playing through that shoulder throughout the season.
Yeah.
How difficult has that been just to manage
It's tough,
that?
but
while
it's tough
keeping
with a whole bunch of those guys. There's a lot of stuff that's kind of internal, in-house that these guys are fighting through and doing a good job, and they're tough. Nick's one of the toughest guys we have on the team, and if you ask him if he's hurt, he's going to tell you no every time. He's going to go out there and give us everything he got. But, it wears on you. We're going on week 13 for a lot of these guys banging away, but that guy's a stud. That guy is one of the toughest guys we have on the team.
A couple young guys in the secondary with Jalen and Prophet getting time. What did you see from them?
Good. We thought the environment would kind of overwhelm them a little bit, but it didn't. They both did a good job in terms of playing some man-to-man, and that was one of the reasons why we wanted to put them out there, is let them cover. And they're only going to get better. That was one of the things that I talked about beforehand, some of the guys that you're going to go see, and we did it schematically also for him. We were a little bit concerned going in there with the environment, how we would handle it, but we thought he did a really good job for really their first start in a big-time atmosphere. So you're gonna see those guys a lot. Prophet I'm fired up about. He's a guy that comes in day in and day out, doesn't say much, and just works. So he's another guy that you're going to start seeing a lot more.
When did you think he'd be able to give you what he did against Notre Dame?
When did we?
Yeah, in terms of prep and seeing how he's developed.
It's always been, we've been watching him, but it's really with a lot of the young guys are very talented, but the consistency, that's what, you guys don't get a chance to see that because we're in practice. You just expect the guys to be just plug and play. But there's you got to be able to trust the guy on the field. And sometimes that takes a couple weeks, and sometimes like Kalen's a good example. When we came in spring football, we said, hey man, this guy can do it, and let's get him in early. And some of these younger guys, it's kind of like a roller coaster of highs and lows, and you're like, nah, I don't know if he's ready. We just felt like during the bye week, we saw enough consistency to say, hey, we need to put him in and see what he has, and that's when it happened.
What did you see from him?
Okay, it's just collectively making some other routine plays. I think it was a guy that, we kept talking about being a little bit more consistent and making the 95% of the kind of the routine plays. So he knows what he did right and knows what he did wrong. And there's, some discipline plays that he has to continue to get better at. But once again, a guy that saw a lot of playing time in that type of environment belongs, but just has to finish more. That's all.
What do you make of trying to get more energy into practice? So
it's great, man. No, it's great. And I think Coach Williams is just making sure that guys understand that, you can have a role on the team as part of the 11 guys that are on the field, but you can have a major effect from the sidelines too. And that's something that you really don't sometimes as a coach sit there and say, that's something that you may need to practice too, to have a backup guy that maybe doesn't play a lot of it, but he can help the team out with that being his role. So he went out here today and said, hey, listen, we're gonna do this on the sidelines, get guys accustomed to it, and you can see how it kind of made our practice raise up a little bit more. So it's good. It's a learning experience. Those guys have to understand that they're not out there just to spectate, to just be fans and have the best ticket in the house. They're there to try to help the team and to create energy, good or bad. And that's the biggest part of it, is just to keep rallying people and to have a role. And that's what we did today.
Let's do one more. Great.
Good.